Hello, welcome to North Central College. My name is Chris Quick, and welcome to the Pack Media Meet of the Week. We are live here from the Mid-Suburban League Conference Meet, both men and women, boys and girls, everybody in the house tonight. I have Momo Hashimoto from St. Charles East and Nolan Tossing from Deerfield here as our co-host today. We've got a killer show full of a great guest lined up for you guys. We're really excited to be here. Thanks you guys for coming out so early on a Saturday morning. I started spring break supposedly yesterday. You on spring break?
Yeah, so did I.
You?
Next week.
You have another week of school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It hasn't felt like break yet because we're here
Yeah.
we're kind of here working.
In conference yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's
So what? Tell me about what happened there. Is that
goodness.
CSL
South.
South?
Yeah, so it's like the bigger schools of
Yeah.
CSL, so it's like New Trier, Evanston. It was pretty crazy. New Trier did an odd thing. They didn't run their A team because they don't like the.
Wait, they didn't run their A team in general. In general, I heard a little about that.
And then Evanston destroyed everyone. They scored like 150 points
Okay.
or something like that. Yeah. And
Any
we got second.
any Deerfield goodness? You guys have any good performances yesterday?
We won most of the. Closer.
Mike closer, yeah.
We won most of the distance events. Yeah.
Okay.
We got second in the 4x8, and then we won the mile, 2 mile, and 800.
Okay, so almost a clean sweep of all the distance
Almost,
races.
yeah.
Right, and then you guys were over at
Batavia.
Batavia, and
yesterday.
a big win for the Saints.
Yes.
Yeah. So who do we need to shout out
Um,
from last night on the St. Charles East?
Definitely Nicole Mayer in the 800, and then Siri Forsell in the 4 with a 58, very speedy, and thinking who else?
Going through the database.
Yeah, or trying to.
Close meet or not close meet last night? You guys win by a lot?
I think second was 2 or 3 points behind.
Yeah.
So fairly close.
Okay, so it's pretty hot meet all around. That's always
Yes,
kind of fun.
definitely.
You know, and it's fun when everybody tries. You know, it's
Yeah.
not any fun when people don't put in their full teams. I mean, I guess they have reasons for that always, but
Yeah.
one of the things I always like about MSL is that generally everybody's going to try it here today. You know.
Oh, yeah, this is a really competitive conference.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty stacked. Outside, I think a lot of schools started their breaks, so there's always kind of that people gone on vacation feeling at this
Yeah.
meet. You know, for the boys and the girls.
Yeah.
Everybody's always got some missing parts, but in general, this thing from the moment the ball drops on the 4x8 will just be hot all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's but we're not even previewing that event here today, but generally that's always kind of my favorite moment at an MSL meet. It's my first one I ever coached in was outdoor MSL when I was coaching at Palatine, and we were not good. We put all of our people into the 4x8, and we ran 808, and we scored 1 point. We got 8th.
Wow.
That was
my
my welcome to the MSL 4x8 moment. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to have Coach Wittermute on here in a minute. I mean, they've won 5 straight 4x8 state championships.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and so, I mean, it's going to be hot in here all around, not just distance races. Carson, you got to, let's flip through some of these meet previews while you're looking for our first guests. Let's do the whole girls preview side first, and then
All
then we'll move on from there. Like I said, we're not even previewing the 4x8, but Coach Wittermute, we just talked to him, and Meg Peterson's in the 4x8.
Yeah.
She's anchored the last 2 4x8 state champions. So I mean, that's a pretty exciting way to start the meet. And I know he was saying that Barrington has listed Mia Steroids in the 4x8 today, Angelica Hill, all of their best kids for the most part are in that 4x8.
Yeah.
So that'll be great, and that's not even on our previews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carson, let's see. Let's start with maybe these 55 varsity girls. You have the graphic for that? So let's start with Daisha Brunson's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Did you go cover state last year
Yeah,
for
I did.
Illinois Run News? Have you ever talked to Daisha?
I have not talked to
Yeah.
her personally, but I saw the race, and she's
Yeah.
obviously very, very talented.
Yeah, she's not even in her best race today.
Exactly.
I mean,
Crazy.
I would imagine is the 55 high hurdles.
Yeah.
So she's defending state champion in the 100 hurdles. I think 2-time actually defending state champ. But as Carson said, she was 5th in the state 100 meters last year as well. So she did that whole thing at state where you run the 100 hurdles, walk back down, run the 100,
Yeah.
back-to-back events,
Ugh.
boss girl style. So she's always a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, she's in here with a 717 PB, but then you have Nikki Nabrugi in here with a 715 this year.
Yeah, I know. It's
So I mean, that's Nikki is part of Mount Prospect's like sprint relays that were super good last year. Yeah, you got Lana McHenry from Barrington's going to be in here. She's going to be a freshman to watch around the state.
in like an all upperclassmen heat right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got like all 11th and 12th graders in this 55, and then you got Lana in lane 3. So, hi Mia. We may interrupt our preview here to like come have Mia, because you got to run the 4x8, right, Mia? Yeah. Let's have Nolan shift over to
All right.
there, and then we'll bring Mia in for a little bit. We're gonna play it fast and loose here. Hi Mia, I'm Coach Quick. I know we've kind of met in passing before, but yeah, huge fan. I've heard so much about you.
Do not clip it on?
My tangential.
Oh, just talking to it? All right.
Yeah, let's see if we
shot.
can pull that up.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see if we can hit this.
All right, here we go.
We can,
This good?
Okay.
there we go. Can you hear me okay, Carson? Yeah. So my tangential way of hearing about you is that Lisa Oleksak and your mom are like college teammates,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And my son is dating Lisa's daughter.
Oh, right. Yes.
So I always get like Mia updates from Lisa, because she and I coach together a little bit. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. My mom and Lisa, they ran the 10K together at Purdue. So.
yeah, back in the day.
Yes.
So you come from like like kind of a running lineage. Like, are you the baby in your family? I know your older brothers ran for Barrington.
Yes.
So how did you get started inside of your running family? Was there pressure or just
Yeah.
joy, or like how did that work?
Yeah, my mom, I grew up always watching my mom go for runs every morning, and so it just kind of seemed like a part of normal life to me. And she never like really pressured me to like run or compete at all. And I think she actually wanted me to get a later start in the sport. So I did competitive cheer throughout middle school, and I ran at Prairie under Coach Bartlett, and it was really great. I just had a really like nice, fun start to this sport. It was really low pressure. Practice was pretty much just like games and maybe a 4-mile run like twice a week. So it was a really nice start to the sport. And my mom has always encouraged me, but I think more than anything, she kind of tries to hold me back. And yeah, it's nice to have a mom who understands, like,
Yeah.
I can talk to her about, my good days, my bad days, what I'm thinking, everything.
That's really fortunate. As a coach, I see that the parents who weren't involved are the ones who push their kids the most, and the people who have kids and they really understand running, like, tend to be like on the brakes a lot more.
Yeah.
So you're really lucky. I know Coach Bartlett is really proud of how little he ran you in middle school. He always telling me how proud he was that he let you have that space.
Yes.
So that was one of my questions too. It's like you go from like running in the 520s in middle school to being like the state champion in the 2-mile the next year. Like, did you really like start to take that ownership? Is that what happened there? Like, how did that transition happen for you then?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was just buying into Coach Deb's plan and her training. She does a pretty good job of like taking what you did in middle school and kind of gradually introducing you to the high school mileage. And so I think a lot of it was just buying into that, having practice, every day, doing workouts with my teammates. The workouts were probably the biggest difference coming from middle school
Yeah.
to high school. But honestly, yeah, my freshman year was just a lot of adapting to all the changes, and kind of from there each year we've been able to gradually increase things as, you mature. And,
Gotcha. So you've had this
Yeah.
like incredible progression, like, into like what's going to end up hopefully being your college career and beyond, That was also my question. So like you've had this like crazy roller coaster the last I know she's got some questions from you about like rehab, because she's hurt right now. She runs for St. Charles East. So what has that been like? So you get all the way up to kind of the top of the mountain, your team wins, and then you have this this injury in the summer. Like what happened over the summer?
Yeah, over the summer, we went out to Colorado, Steamboat Springs, as a team to do a little like training camp. We were out there for like a week or so, and on like the second run, it was a pretty technical, very like rocky trail,
Yeah.
I guess. And I'm really competitive, and so when people are gonna be like running down the mountain at like 5:30 pace, I don't take into account that we're from Illinois, don't have any trails here, so
Yeah.
I just want to stick with them. And I just stepped wrong on a boulder and like inverted my foot and fractured my fibula.
Oh.
So I was instantly, the second it happened, I was like, well, I think that was my cross country season.
Oh.
And so
How did you get out of the trail?
I had to walk down.
You kind of do
yeah.
the shamble. I
Yeah.
used to take kids to Colorado from like just eat it on one of those downhills.
Yeah.
Man.
I know. I'm glad no one else got hurt, but yeah, that was pretty brutal. That mile down the mountain was probably
Yeah.
the most brutal experience of my life.
You want to ask about? This one's asking. She's like, you got to be an animal at cross training.
Yeah, what do you do to stay in shape during all of this and then go to a 15:54?
Yeah. At first, I was pretty restricted, so I could really only do like the arm bike, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
And,
Oh my
like,
God, the hand bike.
Yeah.
Oh
It was
my
I hate it.
goodness.
I hate
It
it
was
so
awful.
much.
Oh my, that is.
So you couldn't
Yeah.
even do lower body. You're just like trying to get your heart rate up by doing this.
Yeah, and I think the highest I could get my heart rate up to was like 120, but I was like, you know what, aqua jogging, I worked my way up to biking, and then I think what helped me the most was the elliptical, which was a little bit further. I think it just depends injury to injury, but I was never really getting my heart rate up that high, but I was putting in a good bit of volume, and I think that really helped. So,
Gotcha.
And then I have a question. How did you do like how would you simulate workouts? Like, because I feel like we have a lot of teammates that are injured, and like workouts are always the biggest thing to like re-emulate because.
Yeah, I would say a good rule of thumb is like, I would do like a minute or 10 minutes per mile. So if my team was doing like 800s, that would be like a 5-minute rep. And then just kind of like knowing what your heart rate would be during those workouts. So I would just go based off like heart rate zone. But honestly, I didn't really emulate many workouts. Like I said, I was mostly just doing pretty high volume. And then I just transitioned to the roads and was able to maintain relatively good fitness.
How are those like first few runs? Because I feel like those are always like the scariest ones, like right when you're coming back.
Yeah, it was definitely a process. I would like try running and then be like, oh, I'm not ready yet. And that would be like so heartbreaking. And then I had like a pretty good system in place. I have like a lever, which if you know what that is, it's kind of like a buoy system or a pulley system, I guess, that like can take weight up. It's kind of like an Alter G, but I guess a lot cheaper. And so I would use that, maybe alternate between that cross training and then a day on the roads. And the first couple workouts were not great, but thankfully I have some pretty good teammates that I was able to, hang with them. And yeah, I was honestly pretty surprised at the level of fitness I was able to maintain. I think a lot of it was just getting my feet back under me, because you definitely lose that speed when you're cross training.
Yeah, and then sorry, I'm like taking up the. So what was the first time in spikes? Because I feel like that, spikes are a whole different beast.
I think the first time I ran in spikes was like maybe 3 days before I opened my season at Batavia, because our track was covered in snow. And when there was like any snow on the track, we're just not allowed to be on it. So we were doing like 200s and 400s like on the road. So I never really ran in spikes until
You raced.
Batavia. Yeah.
That's wow.
You mentioned your teammates. Let's talk about this cross country season. And what is it like to be on the outside of not on the outside, but when they're out there competing?
Yeah.
What was that like? I mean, what a run! What an incredible season.
Yeah.
I've talked to Coach Deb quite a bit about this. After the season, I'm just like, what was this? So what was that like?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I was honestly really proud of them. I would go out just seeing the hard work they were putting in was honestly really inspiring to me, even when I, couldn't be out there. I think they kind of took on some responsibility knowing that they would have a really big job to do, you know, without their number one runner that kind of can make a bit of a difference. So,
That's an understatement.
yeah.
I mean, you have to be proud. I mean,
Yeah, I am so proud of
what a
them.
performance. And
Yeah.
to watch those young ones kind of fill in the space, and all of a sudden you come back into it's a pretty impressive group coming for next year as well, you know?
Yeah, it makes me really excited to see what's ahead, and I think we've got to set pretty big goals for cross country this upcoming season, just with the caliber of girls we have, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what's ahead.
Yeah. Well, take us inside this recent 5K. I think all of us were impressed. I was watching like a nerd live, you know, like doing splits and watching. I mean, so how gratifying is it to go from pulling the lever and being on these, you know, doing the hand bike to
Yeah.
a 15:58? I mean, what was that like?
Yeah, it was really gratifying. I honestly had no idea where I was at and what I was capable of, but I have had my eyes set on breaking 16 since indoor season last year, and I never quite reached that goal last year. I ran 16:22 outdoor, but I knew I was capable of more. And so it was a pretty strong field. I think a lot of it was just going out there and being competitive, and I really wanted to stick with those pace lights. Those pace lights were set for
Kind of nice.
Yeah.
Was that your first
16
time with
minutes.
wave lights, or have you had it before?
I've had it before, but I think that was the first time that I actually like linked up well with the lights, because sometimes they're just set for paces that you're like, I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
running, you
right.
know, 9:30. So, like, yeah, that was honestly really helpful. And when we started to fall off those pace lights in the second mile, I was like, I have to stay with them. Like, there's no option. I have to break 16.
Well,
So-
good for you. I mean, it was so exciting to watch. We're going to get these Friend Boys on here in a second, but I want to ask our question of the day today is your favorite MSL memory. I mean, I've coached in this conference for years. I just am so honored to even be a part of it. Do you have any memories you look back to of MSL meets or MSL competition that...
Yeah, I would say probably. That's a good question.
I know. My son, I asked him this question. He had like 7.
Yeah, that's tough.
He couldn't really decide.
I really liked sophomore year MSL conference cross country. I think that we really got after it, and we were at Bussy, and I really love racing at Bussy. It's probably my favorite course.
Kind of made for you. It's like
Yes.
tailor-made to your strengths.
Yeah, as titles as we can, so we always
Absolutely.
are giving our best effort here. Yeah.
I remember the first time I coached a team to win one. It was like a dream come true. I mean, it's always so hard to win here.
It is.
All right, well, we're going to get these guys on here. You're 4x8 mile today?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we'll be cheering for you. It's
Thank
going to be
you.
a great matchup.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad you're healthy. So proud of you, okay?
Thank you. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me on.
Yeah, we'll see you in a bit.
Yes.
All right, we're going to bring on, let's go, the boys. The boys. What do you want to do?
What's the plan?
We can put somebody on one of the cans, too. This guy. Mr. Big and Tall himself. Gronsky, yeah, you're coming on. Get on here, man. We'll put you on the...
On his lap.
We'll sit you on the can next to Jack, and you can share with Nolan here. We have more people than chairs. You see it?
Do I move this closer?
Yeah, you can move that closer. Yeah. You can sit on the can here. Yeah. No, you'll be good.
You just look gigantic next to me.
No, we had like 7 pack girls on here not too long ago, so we'll be good. We got to have Nolan's big distance fans, so we got to ask questions. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, so we got like the fans, so we got to ask questions. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, so we got like the matchup in the mile today.
Yeah.
Everybody here? My lord.
Yeah.
All fresh.
Are you running 4x2 today, or are you doing mile fresh, Gabe? Fresh? Oh, so we got
Yeah, it's gonna
everybody
be
fresh.
that's gonna be
fresh.
All right. That's gonna be pretty hyped up. Well, let's go back to the beginning. I mean, like, we've all known each other a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's been amazing to watch you guys run. I was actually standing with these two, watching you run the mile last week
Oh yeah.
at
Batavia?
Batavia.
Yeah.
What a race, right?
That was incredible.
I'd like to say there was literally people, Gabe, on the infield that were like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "Man, we've been there since the jump." You know, I remember watching his. You remember watching his first breakout races in it?
Yeah.
I mean, super fun, like to see all of you guys running so well. Let's go back to the start. I mean, we all like grew up together in like Palatine Pack. Like, what do you guys? What are some of your early memories of like knowing each other or meeting each other?
Well, I started doing Palatine Pack
Before it was Palatine Pack.
before Palatine
Yeah.
Pack, and I was part of that first session. So just the memories of the 20 people huddled in a room in Falcon Rec Center in Palatine. That was great. And then I met Jack that summer after, seeing him in a backwards Cubs hat leading the warm up. I was like, who is this kid? Who does he
One
think
step
he-
in the warm up from the
Yeah,
jump.
I looked
Yeah.
over. I remember looking over at Alex. I'm like, who does this kid think he is? Like, and then he ran like a 450 in like the first meet. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, this
right.
kid, he can lead the warm ups all he wants.
I remember very distinctly coming down the bike path, like in your first summer. We're running 6-minute pace, and you're trying to put me in the ground, which isn't that hard. But I was like, what an animal, you know?
Yeah.
And then what do you guys remember about meeting Gabe for the first time?
I remember losing to Gabe a lot in track, but beating him a lot in cross country.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just remember the silent work ethic, like just constant like practices where he's just grinding workouts and like grinding runs, and I feel like that's like the work ethic they have, and he's always had a phenomenal.
I just remember like racing you guys a lot, especially more. Jennings
Yeah.
was a little ahead of us in 8th
Yeah,
grade.
he
Yeah.
was a little faster than.
I
than you
remember
two.
Like that.
I was always trying to like outkick more in the races. and
Yeah.
shit, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember very distinctly being at Gately at some point, and I don't know if it was the first time you broke 5 minutes, and everybody. I remember it was kind of
I
sitting
think I was
by.
5:05.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like a massive breakout race. I
Yeah.
remember even sitting by your dad, and Eric, he was just so like, what? Like everybody was like so excited that this had happened. And to me, like, you were one of those first kids I think that we coached that was like, who is this guy? I mean, you just like kind of came out of nowhere, but it was like, you were kind of hiding in plain sight, you know? I mean, like, and then I just remember that whole 8th grade season, him just like, all right, now he's running 457. Now he's running 451. I mean, you ran 440s at state or something, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it was like this incredible series of drops.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask about like your guys' impact on your current teams. I'll start with these two because like, I mean, there was a long period of dormancy from boys cross country before you guys got there. How have you guys collectively made that shift? What has that experience been like?
Well, I think starting our freshman year, there were a lot of really good leaders on the team that, helped me and Jack not only progress like in our running, but also as leaders.
So is that like Theo?
Theo,
Yeah, Theo
Adarsh, Ben Malik, Griffin Sienna, and then just last year, Rory, Tom, and Joe. Those guys really, shifted the culture of the team.
Yeah, and Coach Z, right?
And Coach Z, obviously, and he's been the mastermind of all. And the culture has become very team-oriented, building everyone up, and I think that's what's made our current junior class so good. We have, obviously, me and Jack, but then so many other guys like Bryden Lee, Nihal Khalsi, Carter Bartkus, Nakul Shaw, all of these guys that wouldn't have been the same without the leadership of Coach Z and the mentorship of our previous seniors.
Oh yeah, 100%. And even to harp on like our junior class, like the amount of work like that some kids are putting in that like you would never even thought of, like Carter coming in sophomore year and now he's running a 440 mile, and I think he can run much faster. Just like having that like from people like the unknowns and like having them get like involved in the sport, including our freshman class and sophomore classes now, and just getting them involved and getting them into like a hardwired good work ethic that we've built across like many years now. I think that's very important for us.
And then we got this guy. I mean, you guys are coming off like this magic race. Coach Vittorio over here is not going to be very happy to talk about this trophy race because it came at the expense of Plainfield South. But I mean, you guys, obviously a great tradition at Hersey. How have you guys been able to enhance that thing this last year or two? I mean, it's been really magical.
Oh yeah. So if you don't know, we had a coach switch like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and we had like a great group of like seniors that year, and basically our new coach was just locked in. He was like, yeah, we're going on that podium this year, and he like started working us in the summer. We were like lifting, like doing like extra workouts, more mileage, because we had like a great like 5 seniors who had like so much potential, plus like me and Luke Carlson, and yeah, I mean it all worked out. He just like
like made us work very hard. And
I have distinct memories of you in the state cross meet this year. I mean, your split to the 2 mile in that race was just out of
that was
control.
9:40.
It was just out of control. I mean, you had to be dying, but like,
Yeah.
it really moved your group to action, you know? So, I mean, what a collective race. I mean, to ever be part of, and you guys have been part of some great races. You guys went 1-2 in this conference meet. I mean, what are some of, like, your favorite memories of being in the MSL so far? I just cherish the conference so much.
yeah.
Do you have anything that you guys can point back to of MSL competition itself?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like just with, like entering it, I knew like Alex Krieg, obviously,
Yeah.
like he was a big mentor for me.
He'll be in there with you guys
He's
today
here
in the mile too.
today. Like for the last 3 years, like I love the battles that we've had. That's great. And then like again, just everything from PAC like built up into this conference is great. We look at the mile today. We have 5 people.
Top 5 seeds are all
that
packets.
We've all been together. We've all
Right.
raced each other, and
I was hoping to have Samper on here, but I think he's coming late.
oh yeah.
Also breaking out the same time as you, Landon
Yeah, no,
Samson
Sam's been
prospect.
phenomenal. And look at last year, but both of these guys ran like what was it, a sub 425 miles last year.
Yeah,
At
so
the conference,
at
it
this
was
meet,
unbelievable.
At this meet,
Yeah.
yeah,
it was-
big breakout race
yeah,
for
it
you
was
here
great.
a year ago.
Yeah, it was amazing, and I hope you see great races today from these guys.
I can't wait. It's gonna be so exciting, you guys. Any other favorite memories from your side, Gabe Gronsky?
Just like in the MSL.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like racing with the boys. Like it's always exciting when I see my former Palatine Pack teammates and these guys, Sam, whoever. So
yeah. I
it's a good
love
experience.
this kind of collegial competition. you
Yeah,
know
I
what
actually have a
mean?
question about that. So obviously, you know, I'm a little left out. I wasn't a part of this growth or whatever. So like, what is it like, you know, racing you like each other so consistently? I feel like that's such a cool thing, like to race your friends all the time. But also, like, you guys are definitely competitive. So like,
Oh, yeah.
what drives you guys to like do that?
Just station. I always like to compete like with these guys because I know they're like near my level, and it just like makes us all better. Like we all want to be better than each other, obviously. So it's just a good experience, healthy competition.
I think one thing I've really observed in this whole thing is that each guy like kind of makes this sense that it's possible. Like I've seen other dudes that have been around me show that it's possible, you know. And then you have a big race like last week, and then you're like, oh, and then everybody else is like, oh, that's possible. I know Gronsky. We've been with him since he was young. We could probably do that too, you know. So very exciting. I know we got to keep rolling. We got our coaches over here. We may be interrupting a coaches meeting, but I mean, one of our races of the day for sure is going to be watching you guys go at it. So
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting mile.
thank you for being
Yeah, it's
here.
gonna be
Thank
great.
you for being
Thank you
here.
very much.
I'll see you guys later. Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, boys. All right, we're going to have our coaches panel come on here in a second.
All right, we're good.
Moment while we shuffle our coaches in here. We got an incredible coaching panel here today, like state champion coaches, and then Coach Olson, who I think is coming soon. Hey guys, let's go. Now we're gonna have Coach Deb's most nerve-wracking moment of the day. You know? Yeah, you might get asked hard questions if you.
Honorary, you get to
Yeah, you got to use this microphone. So we're gonna bring Michaela in over here too. Hi guys. No, it's on. Yeah, no, isn't it wild? Welcome to our ridiculous idea. Here, we'll pull that a little closer. Here, let's pull that in toward you, and then we're gonna have to pull that in toward you. And he'll tell you if a ridiculous idea to hype up everything we do. Thank you so much. We just talked to Mia a little bit ago, and then we had a bunch of our pack boys on just a second ago. But my question for you, we're asking the kids today, what's your favorite MSL memory? And I want to get that from you guys later. But I was thinking last night, zooming back to like how much it meant to me to even like get hired to coach in this conference, you know, like, and then the second I got here, I have this very distinct memory, and you were in this room. I mean, remember looking around, it was like Deb was there, and like Jim and John McNider were there, and Steve Currens, and all these people. I was like, man, if I want to be good at this seems to be the right place. So that's my question. It's like, what has coaching in the MSL meant to you? I mean, like,
I think from my perspective, you know, it's
the coaches are great coaches in our MSL, in our conference,
Yeah.
the MSL, and they get their kids running at such a high level that it just makes all of us better. And I think there's a mutual respect among coaches because of that, and I think that's why the MSL is as good as they are.
Yeah, it's,
Because-
that kind of sharing has always seemed kind of part of it, that people have always been willing to kind of share what they know, you know?
Absolutely.
What about you? We've been going at it a long time, man.
I mean, I grew up in the West Suburban, representing LT, and I remember back in the day, Lou Patrica was a stud from Prospect. John Shermack was a stud from
People you race
Palatine. And
against.
these were all guys that we knew, right? You saw them all the time. And when I got an opportunity to come to Prospect to student teach, my eyes were open to just what an incredible
I don't wanna
conference.
break
From
it.
top to bottom, the level of competition was amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah, and you've done the transition from coaching with Coach Stokes, so you've done both sides of it. You know, that part is like been a lot of fun. Just even like I'm working with a lot of the girls that are feeding into you guys now, and the girls thing is just incredible. What's it been like for you? You're a younger coach coming into this whole thing. Scary opportunity?
It's very intimidating, but I learned from the best.
So did you run directly for him or for
Yes, I never ran for Worcester.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
I only ran for Wint.
So all the good things and bad things she knows from
Yeah,
me.
no, she,
Good and bad. I was the guinea pig.
yeah. First group
Yes.
for him?
Yes.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was his first
Yeah.
set.
First full
Yes.
4 years?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Which was cool because I didn't know anything. And now I'm finally experiencing that because my girls that I have are seniors. They're my first set.
Yeah.
So finally having that fourth year and like establishing what I want based off what I've seen and the history I know, it's exciting. And I mean, thanks to you and, you know, these two, we just keep getting better.
Yeah, I always had this like weird feeling that sometimes we'd be doing this like incredibly local thing, and then I would like go to these other meets and realize that local thing was like the thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody does.
I mean, can you guys speak to how that went this year? I mean, like, what was that like this year? I mean, we were sitting here, we had 3 of the top 4 teams in the state. How do you, I don't even know, how do you process that, or like,
Well, I can say I'm just very proud of the MSL, and every time we get to a big meet like that, we want the MSL to do well over other conferences. And what happened in cross country was so amazing for all the teams, you know, all the MSL teams, and I was really proud of everybody.
yeah, how do you process that? I mean, like, is you're trying to come up in the coaching ranks here? I mean,
Yeah.
incredible emerging program.
I don't know. It was really exciting this year. I mean, we all knew who we had, right? And same thing for Prospect and Barrington. And it was like those Tuesday meets matter a lot more now. And, you know, just keep sharpening the blade with just every meet matters. And we keep seeing each other. And as much as it's annoying on every Saturday on the state, we were cheering on for each other.
Right. What about you? I mean, what?
I mean, I always say that one thing I love about the MSL is if you're good in the MSL, you're good in the state.
Yeah.
Right, you get to see the
Yeah, I
great
love that.
competition. That's year in and year out. I mean, go back to what was it, 2009, and you had Schaumburg and Palatine and Prospect, and I mean, again, 3 of the top whatever teams in the state, and I think that's like year in and year out. It's just one of the best conferences, and the coaches are great. I think we all support each other, right? I will tell you, one of my first memories is first time we ever won a conference title. One of the first people come and say congrats was Deborah Volta, right? I just think.
Means a lot.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of coaches are class acts, and right, it's not always fun when you hope to win and you don't win, but also being able to respect and appreciate like what other programs are doing around here is really darn cool.
I remember moving here and it just being like determined, like someday I'm going to coach a team that could beat Jim McNider. Like, I'm serious. I was like, I'm from Moline, man. I just like, I had no idea. I mean, I just told this to the kids, but even in my first 4x8 I ever coached at the conference meet, we ran 808 and scored 1 point. We almost ran state qualifying. We got 8th.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like,
It's crazy.
I didn't know like what was possible, like until you're just kind of in the ether of it all. You know, it's just
Exactly. You're just grinding it out and going when we go against each other week in and week out, like I said, it makes us better. And so we're ready to go against those other teams because we got the best right here to go
Yeah.
against.
Well, I mean, we're gonna keep asking this to the kids all day today, but like, my son and I went through this at our dinner table. Like, what's your favorite MSL memory? And I was like, oh man, I was like, going through the Rolodex of ones that are out there. So we're going to put that to you guys. I mean, anything that stands out. You got both. 'cause
I
you
would
got
say it's
athlete
hard.
and,
I would say my favorite in high school is when we won conference my sophomore year.
in cross country or track.
Cross country, because my assistant coach for cross, Aileen White, I finished like I think 4th or 5th for us, and I was like top 25, and she looked at me and she's like, "How are you already done?" And it was like we all kind of came together, and Annette Saccone came by, and who's her sister, and was like, "I think you guys just won." And it was just like I'll never forget that. It was like a great race at Heritage Park, but it was just something I will never forget.
We did not run well that day. I
Yeah.
have opposite memories of that meet. I can tell you that.
The hills were something. It's probably seeing, I don't know, any of those girls just get excited at sectionals. I don't have one right off the dome right now.
Yeah.
Because it's really early, maybe.
Yeah.
But even at state this year, I mean, we got 4th, and that's not what they wanted, but just the emotion. They were all crying. I was crying. They were surprised to see me cry. I was just really proud of them.
Yeah, as you should be. You know, I mean,
going
like,
4th and being upset, but
I think has
just
everybody here
excited.
been 4th? I don't know. I've been 4th. You've been.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about Pete's 4th.
Too many.
Deb's like 4th. Yeah. What about you? Do you have any memories? I mean, there's
Oh my God,
a lot
I've
of.
been here for over 30 years.
Yeah, where do you
To
start?
pick one, I could give you 10, but
Yeah.
I think, you know, anytime you win a state title, it's memorable, and of course the first time you do it, it's like surreal, you know, kind of thing. And you know, you hope and you hope and you hope, and then it comes true, and then it's. So that probably would have to be like some of the top. But you know what these kids do, and watching them work hard and then achieve their goals. It could be a kid that breaks 3 minutes in an 800, and that'll stand out to me because of the work that they put in. But highlights would probably be winning the state title.
I remember standing up there and they handed us the trophy, and I was like, "Oh, this happens to like regular people."
Right.
Like I was like, because I was a little kid watching things when I was with my dad, and I was just like, these are gods. These are like mythical people.
I always wanted to, when they had it at the high school,
Yeah.
and they got to walk across the gym floor,
Yeah.
and they turned the lights off and had a spotlight on it.
Yep.
We would always go, the whole team would go, we would watch that, and we'd be like, someday we're going to be out there. And then the year that we won was the first year they did it outside at the park.
You didn't get to do it.
Everything you envisioned was not.
I used to sit as a little kid in the bleachers and just envision that happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they switched it.
What about you? You got.
I went
so
a
many-
totally different direction with how I was going to answer this question because we're at the Nagel Sailor. What Wheeling does here is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact year, but Christina Santiago was in the 1600 against, I think it was Haley Goers from Hoffman Estates.
Yeah.
And you talk about like the energy in this place. For those that remember Christina, she was like a shifty runner and she liked to accelerate, but then she liked to lay off the gas a little bit. But she had this like nasty, tenacious like competitiveness.
Yeah.
And I swear they like changed who was leading maybe like 7 times in like the middle laps. Because up on that curve, like Prospect was cheering and Santiago would make a move and she'd pass her. And then she'd settle down in the backstretch. On this curve, Hoffman was down here cheering and like Haley would pass her. And these girls just went back and forth passing each other. I think they both broke 5. I don't remember the exact time, but just like one of those epic battles of the energy of this place and getting to be able to compete here with the boys. I mean, so many of us practice in the same facilities, same areas of the boys, and I say we're together, but we're not ever together. Right. We're all doing our own things. We got big programs, but be able to showcase like what the girls are doing in front of the boys and what the boys are doing in front of the girls is, I think, so cool.
I always kind of like here because you'll get all that energy down the backstretch too. Because you'll have like for the girls' race, all the boys are warming up back there. It gets pretty loud in here, and like especially you know where the bread and butter of the MSL is. You know when that 4x8 or that mile hits in here. Usually it's pretty amazing. Well, you guys, I'm gonna let you guys get to go, Coach. We're gonna talk to some Barrington guys here in a second, but
All right,
I mean,
thank you.
Thank you guys so much for coming on. I'm like so honored to like have coached against you and now with you guys a lot. I mean, we're really proud to like know a lot of the kids that you guys are coaching. The fact that we're working with some of our PAC kids as young kids and we're sending them to you is like the most gratifying thing that they're gonna be taken care of and loved. Like I think that's we create that entire chain is really, really cool. So
Well, thank
I really
you for
appreciate
doing what you do.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You're
guys taking
amazing.
care of it. Yeah.
You're amazing.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Enjoyed.
I'll see.
Thanks
see
for
you
having
guys
us.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, we're going to talk to some Barrington guys here. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in a little bit. What's up, Todd? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. What's up? How are you, man? How are things? Come on in. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we're going to switch chairs. Which? Are you Hayden? Yeah, Hayden. And Adam?
Yes, I'm Adam.
You guys, thanks for. Oh, you got a voice for radio. He's got like a deep voice. Oh my lord, look at that. You know, that's amazing. So, thank you guys for coming on to our our weird experiment. We're gonna try to like recreate like college game day for track.
Yeah, that's a cool
free.
idea.
You know, so we really appreciate you being here. Are you guys hyped for MSL today?
Yes,
Yeah.
very excited.
It always has that like special kind of feeling to it, you know.
Yes, for sure. The long bus ride down here.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you
ready for some big PRs for sure.
I would imagine. Looks like this pole vault's gonna be pretty tasty today.
Yeah, good competition, so I'm hyped for sure.
Are you just vaulting or are you?
I'm vaulting today and I'm running the 4x4 with Adam.
Yeah, I noticed that in everybody's A.net here that you were both on that relay that McGinn anchored last year, right?
Yeah.
Super excited.
Okay, that was one of the cooler moments I've seen at an MSL meet. There's this sign says we're gonna be asking people all day, what's your favorite MSL memory? That was pretty lit last year.
Yeah,
right?
that was.
I would say that's definitely one of my favorite.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
For sure, you know, I just got tossed in the 4x4. We weren't projected to win, and then we ended up coming out on top. So it was
and
a really
that was
nice
for the
experience.
meet, right? It
Yeah,
was for
I
the
believe
conference
so,
title.
yeah.
Conference title,
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing where Kuklinski's going to come to about 8 guys and say, "Who really wants this stick today?"
For sure.
Yes.
I mean, to like have that question probably get asked and you to be one of the answers.
Yeah.
I know there's some pole vault divas out there that don't run, so I mean, there's definitely part of the sport, you know.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I was timing that meet, and I remember, you know, McGinn. I mean, everybody just mobbing him.
Oh my
at the
gosh,
end.
yeah. McGinn, he's Mr. Anchor, dude. He's awesome.
He had a great senior season. You know?
He did.
Super fun. Let's go back to how you guys got started in the sport a little bit too. I don't know if you guys play multiple sports at Barrington.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I used to as well.
Gotcha. So you guys are just track only at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now.
Gotcha. So how did you get started in track?
So I played basketball all my life.
Yeah.
And it came to a decision tree where it was, do I want to put all of my time into track or basketball? Because to be honest, freshman year, I finished up my basketball season. I was on the fence about doing track.
Okay.
And my oldest brother did it, and he was like, you should just go out and try it. And I just fell in love with it. So that was super special season for me. I was like, okay, let's pursue this. I liked it more than basketball at the moment.
So did you even do middle school track?
I did. Well, it was during COVID, and
okay.
I
So,
ran
for you guys, it's a little messed up.
the meets were spotty. It was maybe 1 or 2 per
Gotcha.
spring.
Okay.
So I didn't really have a great taste
I
for
forgot
it.
that was the thing. Yeah.
Yes. So after that freshman season, I was like, oh, I love this, and I just decided to pursue it, and here we are.
So you love track, and he loves the quarter, which is like a sprint guy.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
that's like half the battle to love
Oh,
the
yes,
quarter.
exactly.
You know, and then what about you? Did you start same issue no middle school thing? You had to kind of start in high school.
Yeah, I didn't do any middle school track at all just because of COVID, and I also broke my leg.
Okay.
So I was out for middle school seasons, and my dad actually pole vaulted in high school and
Okay.
college, so that's
There's
kind
a
of
little bit of
how I got
lineage
into it,
there, yeah.
But at the time, I was playing baseball, basketball, and soccer. So
Okay.
going into high school, I knew I could only pick 2 of those sports. I didn't want to have too much, overlap. So I started out doing soccer, and it was a big decision between baseball and track for me, but I decided to do track just to try it out, and it ended up going pretty well. So
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
happy.
So I look at this dude's A.net profile. You vaulted over 14 feet as a freshman, and you hadn't vaulted before.
No, I went to
because that's how it works.
I went to one big winter thing, and then freshman year, during the winter, I would go to this facility, Rise. I don't know if
Oh
you've
yeah,
heard
I
of
know,
it.
yeah.
So I did that
Pole
for a
vault
little
mecca.
bit. Yeah.
So you're vaulting with the winders a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then in the spring season is really all when it clicked for sure. And freshman year I was pretty matured at my time, so there were a lot of freshmen that were vaulting smaller than me, so I kind of had an advantage
Gotcha,
there.
you're bigger.
Yeah. But the end of freshman year, it really clicked for me at the sectional meet, and I literally think I cleared the exact tallest I could clear. I
based on your
barely
pole.
slipped over
Yeah.
the bar. But yeah.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, that was a great moment too.
Yeah, I would
I wasn't
imagine.
even
Yeah.
expecting it at all.
Sure. So you both did state qualifying as a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Any questions for these guys that you think of, Momo?
What do you guys do to stay in shape while you're not competing, since you guys both mainly do track now?
Yeah, so for me, what I like to do is during the off season, I lift a lot, and I go to Rise, which is like a club for pole vaulting twice a week. So I do that twice a week.
That's quite the drive from Barrington.
It's like an hour, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's not
worth
terrible.
it.
Yeah, it's definitely. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
worth it,
definitely
yeah.
worth it. So much extra time. It helps me stay in shape. Yeah. Other than that, I just lift to make sure to do my cardio, and I just make sure that like I don't get too lazy, slouched on the couch. I want to make sure I'm active and in shape for when season comes, so I'm not taken like by surprise when I'm just not in shape. It's really important.
What
For
about
me,
you?
once the season wraps up, I take like 2-week break, and then I'm a part of the TNT Track
Okay.
and Field
So you
Academy.
sprint with Brandon?
Yes, I love working with Brandon.
Yeah, he's great.
I work with him from about like June, and I still work with him now, like all the way through February and March and stuff. And I love going there. I go there about over the summer, 5 days a week, and then from about like August, once school kicks off again, it's like 3-4 days a week that I'll
Gotcha.
go there. So I love working with
Do you
them.
do like a full summer schedule of racing too then?
Yes.
We've been working with a kid that's at Barrington Prairie. I don't know if you know Klinsky about him today, but you're going to want to meet this kid.
I need to meet him.
I think he's a 7th grader now, but he ran what we think is the fastest 7th grade indoors.
Oh my gosh.
Like in Illinois.
That's
And,
insane.
If I had video of him, I might dig something up to show you what Deontay looks like.
You have to.
He's a really good kid too, and he's going to be. He might be the heir apparent to this 400-meter tradition at Barrington.
I need to meet him.
Yeah. So we'll get a meeting together at some point.
Perfect.
So yeah, we want to go to our question here though too. So we got the 4x4 from last year was pretty amazing. Well, you guys have both been at the state level. I mean, oh my God, you're like first guy out last year at state.
Yes.
I mean, but ran well, right?
Yes, it was tough. It was
A hot
tough.
year, 48.7 usually is going to make the quarter.
Yes, exactly.
Final.
Yeah.
Any great memories of MSL or just track in general?
I would say probably this meet, my sophomore year, when we were running with when Micah Hall was here, and it was us
he was
two.
such a stud.
Yes, I love working with Micah, and then our 4x4 with Travis, and it was great. And then I just love the team. And then I would say also, I love the outdoor conference that year. I don't know what it was, but I remember it was at.
Which one? Where was it at?
I believe. Oh my gosh! It was
going to be at Barrington all the time now.
Yes.
You guys
No,
are
that's
lucky.
great.
Yeah.
I think it was Rolling Meadows that year, and I remember it was like rainy and everything, but I just had a great time with all the guys. It was just it was a fun meet.
There was a bunch of field house action in that
Yes,
thing. 'Cause it
no,
almost
I
got rained
remember.
out.
Yeah.
I was at that thing getting wet for sure. What about you? You got any killer track or MSL memories?
I mean, obviously the conference meet last year was really fun for me, but probably my sophomore year at state was one of my best memories, just because coming off freshman year, it didn't go too good for me at least, and I was coming into it like more prepared and more like acquainted to the kind of state environment.
Absolutely.
And
it's hard.
Yeah, I loved the guys that went sophomore year. It was a great time, and I had a lot of fun for sure. So.
Oh, that's awesome. It's a good teammates. I forgot about Micah Hall too. It's just going stair stepping in these
he's
quarter milers.
awesome.
Yeah, he was such a competitor, man.
Oh my gosh!
It's funny how many great kids you get to be around, not just on your own team, but on the other teams out here.
Yeah, it's incredible to be able to go and practice with them every day. Like you're practicing with the best every time you go out there.
College decisions for track? Any decisions yet? Are you guys gonna keep going? Or?
Yeah, still looking around for sure. No decisions yet.
Yeah, just waiting a couple days.
Yeah, playing the game.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we love having you guys on. I'm gonna be calling the live stream today, so we'll have you, and then we'll be letting everybody know how this pole vault thing goes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we're hoping to see some big bars today. All right, is girls first?
Yeah, it's gonna be girls.
Yeah, so you got a while.
I do have a while.
Yeah, gotcha. What else? And you're in the quarter and
quarter, 200, and 4x4.
200 and 4x4.
Yes.
All right.
Full day today.
Little back-to-back action.
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, thank you guys for being on. We're gonna get these guys on to preview the meet a little bit.
All right.
And we'll see you guys later. It's great meeting you.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
All right, we want to finish. We kind of started our meet preview a little bit. We get. Well, let's have Momo go back on this one. Nolan back on this one. Let's see if we can get our mic situated here. See if people in and out. Okay, wow, that was that's a lot of pretty amazing guests, by the
Yes.
way. Like, tons of great people in this conference. Let's go back. We were kind of in the middle of the girls' preview. So, Carson, I think we did the 55. Let's.
I think
We were going to do. Oh, yeah, we're kind of talking about the girls' 200. Let's talk about this girls' mile. How about that?
Yeah.
Girls' 1600. I think that's the one everybody is excited to see today. What's exciting for you guys here in this mile race?
I really like how both Peterson and Mia are both running the 4x8 and the mile.
Yeah.
And they have very similar PRs, like decimals off.
And very different styles of racing, you know?
Crazy.
So, you got Mia, who's like very much like a long kind of grinding speed person.
Yeah.
Versus Meg, who's like really explosive.
Yeah.
Like their styles. That's always kind of fun in track. When you get people kind of Meg jumping up from the half, which is probably her best distance.
Yeah.
Mia coming down from the 2
Yeah.
mile.
Yeah.
Probably her best distance in high school at least. Right, meeting in the middle. So I like Coach Pete was saying that it can get pretty feisty in here, like when there's a really good distance race, and especially that's Barrington and Prospect, right? First and
Yeah.
second state cross country. You don't think there's a rivalry there? Yeah. Check again.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty fun. What do you think in the smile? What's exciting?
Probably keeping an eye out for Tarara
Yeah.
and seeing what she'll be able to pull out
She's
today.
she's doing the double today too.
Yeah.
So she's going 2 mile. But I mean, she's run like 10:50 already. Like, I would think that even on a double, she might be able to drop. I think she's got a 5:14 seed.
That's
Eighth
gone.
in state cross, seeded 4th in the mile
Gone.
today.
Yeah.
We used to coach Victoria in the Palatine Pack for a bit, and she is really just kept leveling up. Just kind of like Mia said, the more she's been able to do high school workouts, she's just had this great progression. So we'll see how she steps up in class today. That'll be a tough double. Who else we got in there? Oh, we got Caitlin Resack. We used to coach her as well. Clara Vincent. Those guys are Pack teammates. But Resack just ran 5:10 Distance Madness a week ago.
Yeah.
It was a huge breakout race for her. She was actually winning that race. So we'll like to see how she goes. I think that she's fresh in there today. And then a little shout out to Ella McNider. That's Kirk McNider. He used to be the longtime girls coach at Hoffman Estates, athletic director now at Elk Grove. But his dad and uncle are both Hall of Fame coaches in Illinois, Jim McNider and John McNider. So, like, third generation of McNider here going through this conference. So that'll be exciting.
That's awesome.
Girls pole vault, Carson, just real quick. The only thing I wanted to highlight here in this girls pole vault is just that we have, I think, 5 kids that have vaulted over 10 feet. So that's about to get started here. You can see, look at it, they're at like a 6-foot bar over there. But that thing will be pretty feisty as it gets going. Jansen Van Rensburg is cleared 11.9. So that's going to be like pretty hot all through the day. The pole vault's kind of unpredictable, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Big team points in there today too. Just even having Pete and Deb on, they're both the head coaches. I guarantee you that Barrington's going to be looking for those field event points in here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not quite the depth of sprinters on the Barrington side as the Prospect side. So those field events are going to matter a lot in the team score today. And then boys-wise, start with 55. Yeah, 55 dash for boys. Or, no, not 55 dash, quarter. Yeah.
4?
Let's start with the 400 and then go with the mile in the boys here, yeah. So
I mean, I feel like it's pretty clear now.
yeah, it's pretty clear. I mean, that Lion is like the huge favorite in this men's quarter. I mean,
He's got 2 seconds on the field.
his PR is 48.65. There was a 48 second quarter in here last night at the DVC meet. I think the 4 guys broke 50 seconds on this track last night at DVC.
Wow.
Mattia Valley guy, 3 guys under 50. Mattia Valley kid ran 48, 6, 7, 8, and then Braylon Anderson from DeKalb was like 49 low last night. So I guarantee you Adam's going to want to put his name in that like company
Yeah.
a little bit today.
Yeah.
You know, just to start announcing himself. And like he said, he was 10th in the state quarter last year. He's the first guy out of the
Yeah.
final. So
Horrible.
very motivated
Yeah,
guy.
exactly. Probably some fire under his.
Look at the rest of these times, though. Okay, so I know that Carson was looking at this. Look at the seeds: 52.98, 52.97, 52.98, 52.99, 52.69. So you got 5 other
It's
kids
gonna
in
be
there.
so close.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
super close. Like, you know, and then you got some freshmen in that Heat 3 there, like that are trying to like break out. I always like to watch those stories at a
Yeah.
track meet.
Yep.
So I mean, that's gonna be super fun, just to see like how the rest of that plays out. You know, we'll see. Lion's got to go win it. You know, he doesn't.
Yeah.
It isn't gifted. And then looking at the mile varsity for the boys.
Oh my, it's gonna be such a good race.
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
you excited about in this race?
I just want to. I mean, obviously, we talked to them earlier.
Yeah.
They're all teammates, and I really want to see like what tactics they're going to be using on each other in this, and how they're going to pack up, and especially going into the final few laps. I want to see who's going to make the move. You know what I'm
Right. I wonder how it's going to go because I
Yeah.
mean we had David and Jack on earlier. They're very much a little bit more 2-mile cross country
saying?
oriented
like, press the
guys.
pace the whole way through.
But I mean Jack just ran 4:19, 4:20 like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So you got those guys, and then you got like a kid like Landon Samp who ran like 157 last year as a sophomore. He's run a really good 600 already. He's run 424. So they're gonna want to get away from a dude like that, And
Yeah.
they know each other. They know that Gronsky and Samp are maybe a little faster. So maybe a little Frem team tactic in that one. I don't know.
That'd be
we'll
cool.
we'll see. So we have like whatever. I mean MSL, the 6th seed Aiden Corbett is 425-1.
Stacked. Stacked.
So
race.
that's always going to be super exciting. We got Bobby Wintermute in here. Just got to highlight my man Bobby because his dad was on our pre-show. He's also he's the gen below those guys in Palatine Pack. So just that sophomore crew,
Yeah.
always trying to catch up to Big Brother, So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean the mile is always so hyped in here. It'll be really loud, and I can't wait for that race.
Yeah.
That'll be later today. And then let's see what else we got. Boys pole vault and boys long jump real quick. So let's do pole vault first. So always love you got 2 15-foot vaulters.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna see some real
Stacked.
bars in here. If we're not gonna be able to live stream exactly what happens there, but there's always gonna be some real gamesmanship going on in that vault. Who enters where? What bar do you take a chance at? You want to try to be clean over as many bars as possible, And so that's Kruger and Darlene looking at each other.
Yeah.
They were both all-state last year in the pole vault. So Jack Kruger from Prospect was 9th. Hayden Darlene was 4th.
Wow.
So we got those guys, and then below them we got Drake Miller, Praise Akinyemi from Frems. They're both over 13 feet. Those are guys looking to be like. It's like I think 13.9, 13 high is state qualifying.
Yeah, I think
those are
so.
kids trying to build toward hitting that height, before they get to outdoor. Maybe
Yeah, hitting it now would be amazing.
it'll be pretty fun in here once that vault gets going. As you can see, we got the girls going now. I mean, it's going to start really low, so they'll be sitting around a long time waiting to go.
Yeah.
And lastly, we got to talk about long jump real quick. I just want to highlight Arman Lepizanovic from Rolling Meadows. This dude has been on one from I timed to meet in early February, and he's already jumping 22 mid. So
Wow.
he's already over 23 feet. What?
23.
Yeah, 23 feet.
Wow.
And then Taras from Buffalo Grove. I mean, he's been a 22 high, 23 foot long jumper in the past. He's state qualifier. He was what? 30 seconds?
Third in state.
Oh, he's 3rd in state. Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. Carson's giving me hand signals. I'm not sure what they mean. Taras is like one of those guys, if you ever get a chance to watch him jump, he just has natural pop on the board. We used to train him a little bit when he was an 8th grader at Buffalo Grove Cooper, and he just comes off the board so vertical. He's got like that kind of hang you can't teach in the long
Like
jump.
the floatiness.
Yeah, he very much is like a pop jumper. He's not like, I'm not saying he's not fast, but he's not like, sometimes in the long jump you'll get like sprinters that are just explosive and they bring a lot
They
of
carry
like,
all the momentum.
yeah,
from that
it's
sprint.
all about a momentum jump. Taras has that, but he's also got that hang element. So he's one of my favorite guys to watch compete, and so that's going to be really fun to watch those two go at it. You know, you got Drew Gagliardo, Caden Moran from Prospect. Those guys are looking for team points over there today, so it'll be fun to watch that happen. So always good to highlight the field a little bit. It's hard for us to show it on the cameras.
Yeah, underappreciated. We love field events.
Yeah, so hopefully we're going to run the ticker today across the live stream so that everybody can see those events live. Karshi, you want to do a little state of the state to wrap this up? Or he's going to bring his trusty phone and his his knowledge. He's going
here we
to
go.
grab his microphone.
Big man Carson.
I know, he's going to rumble on in with like observations
The aura right now.
that we don't even know.
The air just
Okay.
changed.
Here's my question to you today, Vittorio. I didn't get home from the West Suburban Gold Meet until 11 o'clock last night. I did not see anything that happened last night other than what you texted me. What's going on in these conference meets so far?
Yeah, let me bring out my trust.
Uh-oh, he's got to
hold
bring
on.
up the notes.
Oh, no.
I can hear myself. I hate this. Okay. AirPods out. Some really good stuff last night. CCL happened, SBC happened, the Southwestern Suburban Conference.
SWSC.
Yeah, SWSC.
Were you at the SPC meet last night?
Yeah. I was covering the SWC.
What happened there? I didn't see any results.
Owen Hareni is like a demigod, but we already knew that.
Sure.
So he goes out, runs 155 in the 800, looks really, really relaxed doing it. And then he comes back in the mile. And, Dylan Beaterusas took it out really hard last night.
Okay.
Through the quarter in 62 seconds.
Okay.
Just strung it out early into this race. And Hareni just a masterclass on it. Just progressed his way
Because
throughout.
62 is not going to hurt Hareni. Right?
Well, no, but he went through in 65, 66.
Okay, so
he didn't go with
Gotcha.
Beaterusas.
So Dylan was just off the front.
Yeah, Dylan was off the front, way in front of the rest of the field, and Hareni just reeled him back in to run 420 in the race. So pretty good after running 155. Then he comes back and splits 49.7 on Anchor to nearly will his team back to a conference championship in the 4x4. So absolutely unbelievable there. Let's see what else.
Was that 55 really good there last night? Owusu?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Oh
somebody
my
ran like a
gosh.
state leader or
Oh my
a
gosh.
photo
Yes.
finish, right?
Yes. So it went down to the 10,000th of a second.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not the 1,000th.
Yeah.
The 10,000th of a
Yeah.
second. So yes, Max Smith, okay. His full name is Maddox.
He's from Manuka.
He's from Manuka. I coached him 7th grade in cross country. He was like 65th at the cross country state meet. I joke with him all the time. We would do flies, and
this
he
is
was
the guy
never the
you've been
fastest in
talking
any of
about.
our
Okay.
flies. So it's always hilarious watching him run as well as he did. He ran 6:35 last night in 55. So that's just unbelievable. Legit. He was never our fastest kid. Beat Owusu in that.
But when he got some real coaching, it seems like it all came together.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
Shots fired. So,
But and then last thing, Plainfield East runs 1:30.0 with Nasir Robinson jogging in.
Yeah.
Because Nasir did the 4x2 400 double last
Okay.
night.
how did he do in the quarter?
He ran 51.9.
Did he win?
No, he
No.
was third, I think.
Because the SBC is pretty good.
Yeah.
51's not going to get you to win.
Kalon Callahan just passed him right at the end of
Okay.
that race.
Did
so
he win?
He took second.
Okay.
Edmund Ekuma ran 49 point.
Gotcha.
He won from Bolingbrook. So
Gotcha.
yeah, but the 4x2 was really impressive. 1:30.0. That was the first time running all year, and that's something that we've talked about a lot.
We had those guys on. They got big goals in that 4x2. They think they can win.
They're running at Illinois Indoor Championships next week. I won't be
I see.
surprised if they
Gotcha.
run 127.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Full gas.
Yeah.
They got 4 pieces, so yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Anything in the? We talked a little about Duquesne Conference last night in the girls.
Yeah. Demario Jackson ran 21.9 indoors from Danville. He ran that on like Tuesday at their conference meet. So that's something that happened. Miles Ellis ran 22.2 last night. Of course, Henry Faber, we talked about that a little bit. 48.7, beat Braylon Anderson, who just ran 48.2 on a bank track last
Heck
week.
of a quarter in here last night at the DVC boys.
Yeah. Ethan Petrillo and Colin McKinney went 155 and 156 yesterday at Gately.
McKinney.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw him at a JV looking meet.
Yep. So
Very
that was
explosive
good.
athlete.
Pat Hill came really close to beating Philip Supiol. It was like 0.2 of a second that
Patrick Hill
separated
from
the
York.
yes
Yeah.
in the mile.
In which race?
The mile last
What
night.
was the time there?
4:18 to 4:19.
Oh, that's a really
So-
good indoor time for the sophomore there.
Yeah. Andrew Straley doubled 924 and 4:18.
He flies under the radar a little bit. We don't want to let that happen. Brother Rice, right?
Yeah, Brother Rice.
And he really showed out in state cross.
Yeah.
He's been quietly crushing it. 4:16, 4:18 range
Definitely.
indoors.
Yeah. St. Lawrence ran 128.2 yesterday at Gately.
Okay.
So that's something big in the 4x2. Sorinsky ran 9:15. There's so much stuff. This is what's awesome about this week.
Miguel Flores run 123.1 at a 160-meter track at Morton last night.
Yeah. Good stuff
Which
there.
is a school record for them.
7:56 for Lincoln Way Central in the 4x8.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by that. They got pieces all over.
Yeah, that was
And
good.
they were so good last year, right? They were
Yeah.
7:43, 2, 4.
Yeah. Ben Blank, 59 feet in the shot put.
You called this a long time ago.
I love this kid. He might be my favorite athlete in the state of
explain
Illinois.
Ben Blank, because you explained, and I've been following him ever since you told me about him.
Yes. So Ben Blank throws 59 feet in the shot put. He also throws 170 feet as a junior, or no, as a sophomore in the discus, I think. Yeah, he's a junior right now, so he threw 170 in the disc as a sophomore. He also high jumps 6'1", long jumps 21 high, like 21.10, triple jumps 43 feet. Oh, and he can also pole vault over 13
So
feet.
wait. So Ben Blank can do all 6 field events.
Yes, he can do all 6 field
All
events.
6 field events.
Oh, and he can also split 53 seconds in the 400 too.
So he's a decathlete or a football player, one of the two.
Greek god.
Yes.
Probably pays better to be a football. I don't know if he plays football at all, but that's kind of elite football athleticism.
Well, I would hope he plays. Okay.
Yeah.
You look at Ben Blank, you're like, that guy needs to be tight end.
What school is he at again?
He's at Naperville Central.
Okay.
So I don't know if he plays football, but if he is, he should be. The football coaches at Naperville Central need to be like, we need you to be like tight end. Like, we need you to learn how to catch a ball and play tight end.
Yeah. I mean,
without a doubt.
what an athlete. I've been following him ever since, I don't think I've ever seen it, dude. Anybody that's done all 6 field events. That's completely unprecedented.
Yeah.
So really, he's only the hurdling away and the willingness to jog something long distance from doing all the events.
Yeah.
Ben Blank 2 mile? Question mark? I mean, high hurdles. Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't want to do that, but
No, he could have the A.net profile of all time. You could have done every event in high school.
last night, Daniel Robinson jumped 23-10 here. Beat Zolan Terry, who was the defending state
That was
champ,
here last
who
night.
also jumped 23-1.
And lost.
Yes, and lost.
Yeah, I mean, Robinson was 23 high, I saw last night.
Yeah.
I was meaning to send Kendrick, his coach, a text. Shout out, Kendrick.
Yeah, Homewood Flossmoor jumps looked really good. They didn't look great last week or the last 2 weeks.
Is Zion back yet, or is he still Zion Morrison? Still?
It sounds like he might be back at Texas Relays.
He might be
Back at Texas Relays.
'Cause
They're going
that's-
out. Bisofa over 41 feet in the
Yeah,
shot
she's
put.
that's 2 or 3 PRs in a row here in the shot put for Arisa. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Long game, She wasn't up at the top of that state leaderboard at the start, but
Yeah,
we shall see.
There's just so much good stuff that happened.
All
and
right,
there's
well-
going to be so much good stuff that happens today.
Yeah, no, there's even more to come. So we thank you guys for being on the show. We're going to go get set up for the live stream. We're hoping to kick that off at 9:30 here with this girls 4x8. So we think we can turn it over in 15 minutes. We got this.
I think so.
Thank you for watching. We're going to take a pause here for a couple weeks, and then we'll be back with shows for outdoor season. So thank you.
That was fun.
We had